I would say good morning, but it's not a good morning because my husband just told me he's going to run all of our credit card statements over the last year through ChatGPT to figure out where the spending is coming from. It's been nice knowing you.
Guys, I'm happy to share that I spent every single dollar I made this year. $0 in savings, credit cards maxed out. I'm nothing if not a perfectionist. So go me.
So we bought a house that we could not afford. And I don't mean like tight budget afford. I mean, we had no idea what it actually cost every month.
So today we got another installment on a pretty popular series on this channel. We're going to be taking a look at some people who are living above their means. We have a wide range of examples along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But we're going to start off with a couple looking to purchase a home when they have absolutely no business in doing so.
Hey Jessica, it's Jordan. Yeah, Michelle just called. She said that you two have an appointment to see the home today, and because of the price point being $900,000, they're really wanting a pre-approval, or they'll take a pre-qualification letter to show it, but I need to finish your loan application. Okay, let's start here. Income-wise, what is it that you receive over there? 9 or 90? $9 an hour. What about your wife? Does she $11 an hour? Okay. This is gonna be a little bit of an issue. So the thing is, with those two incomes, it's going to be less than what the mortgage is every month. So we're gonna have to look at a lower price point. Yet they're not gonna let me give you a loan for a mortgage where you don't make as much to cover the mortgage payment every month, let alone the 3 cars you two have.
All right then, making around $40,000 a year and looking at an almost $1 million house. What could possibly go wrong? Just because the bank approves you for $400,000 means you should buy or can afford a $400,000 house. I know there are many instances recently of people getting approved for homes that they really shouldn't be buying, but I think this situation is even more ridiculous. A $40,000 a year salary will never be able to pay off a $900,000 home. This is not poverty shaming people, it's called debt to income ratio, because if for some reason they were able to get approved on this house, it would almost be guaranteed that they would foreclose in the future and completely ruin their lives. She's not making fun of poor people, it's about people living way above their means and having no concept of money. And the creator responds, my goal is to make sure you get into your home and can afford it so you don't get buried in debt that you can't get out of. Exactly. This is why financial planning needs to be taught in high school, yes 100%. And we got another one, but HGTV told me that I could buy a $4 million house on a part-time stamp collector and stay-at-home dog mom salary. Well, unfortunately, this is real life and that's not gonna slide. I asked you guys in an older video, do you know someone who lives above their means? My aunt, she goes on upwards of 6 cruises a year. She lost her job 6 months ago and is currently on a cruise ship. She drained my grandma for over 32 years. She gave her a house but destroyed it by hoarding and has bought all but 2 of her vehicles. She hasn't paid rent or a mortgage and yet still has an obscene amount of maxed out credit cards. Somehow she still finds a way to be a victim. We got a timestamp on this comment when we looked at somebody who won the lottery and ended up going broke. I know a person who won $1 million on a scratch-off ticket. We're in Pennsylvania, 24% federal tax is immediately withheld, and then you pay about 3% personal income tax on it. They were left with $736,000. It was gone within less than 3 years. I was absolutely flabbergasted. It happened pre-COVID, when prices were way more reasonable. It's been a decade, I think about it all the time, and they have nothing to show for it. I believe they moved back to their parents at 30. I can't fathom that kind of living above your means. And we got another one here. I guess everybody's winning the lottery in this comment section. My daughter-in-law's won $2 million off of a scratch-off. $1.4 million payout, quit their jobs and played all day. 2 years later, they were broke and went back to their old jobs. You spent $700,000 a year? I hope that these comments are just rage bait, to be honest, because that sounds absolutely ludicrous to me. My sister got her salary cut in half, which was her final alternative than to be laid off. She'll likely not be able to afford rent, but her first solution in mind is to go get her hair and nails done at a known celebrity salon, buy an expensive dress and makeup to attend an expensive wedding, of which she had already contributed to that party. She's also thinking of upgrading her iPhone to maintain her image. I don't know about you, I'm just glad that I'm not in the same situation.
I am so far past caring about saving money. I just don't care. Like, the world could blow up tomorrow, hopefully, And you want me to stress about a construct? Like at some point in human history, some guy just made up money and credit cards, and you want me to stress about that? It's not even real. And then every time I'm like, maybe I should lock in, maybe I should stop spending money, something huge happens. Like today I took my car in, need new tires, $2,000. Who cares? It's not even real money. I don't care. Put it on a credit card. And put the $250 perfume that I want on my credit card too. I don't care. The old me would have been like, oh my God, $2,000. What am I gonna do?
Okay, so first off, if your tires cost $2,000, that means you're already driving around in a pretty expensive vehicle. And if you can't handle those types of maintenance bills, maybe you got in a little bit over your head. And then the argument I've heard a million times, the world could end tomorrow. Money's completely fake, why should I care? And basically since the beginning of time, we've heard people saying that we're near end time, so nothing matters. So I wouldn't be surprised if you keep this mentality for the next 30, 40 years. Odds are you'd still be alive and the world will keep on turning, but you'll have absolutely nothing to show for it and will be working until you're in the grave. I bought a pair of $2,000 Miu Miu boots and the service engine light is on in my car. Great choice. I have $250,000 in student loans. I genuinely don't care anymore. I went to South Korea last week. LOL, no regrets.
Listen to what I'm saying. I understand you're trying to make a transaction online, but this is not fraud related if it's not going through. You're trying to make a transaction of $1,453, but the account balance is only $435.27. So you are not able to make this transaction. The previous representatives let you know that the balance is not sufficient to purchase this. So you ask to be transferred to the fraud department because you feel that it's fraud, that the transaction is not going through, but that is not the case. There's not enough funds to cover the transaction that you are attempting. That's not fraud, it's just not enough funds to cover what you are deciding to do.
I honestly don't know how you'd be able to do this job day in and day out because there are a lot more people than you think around the world that are completely financially illiterate. But yeah, I'm still going to call and complain because my almost $1,500 transaction just won't go through, even though I'm broke.
I'm in desperate need of some retail therapy, so we're gonna do a no budget shopping spree today. We're starting at Sephora. Okay, I thought I would spend more in there, so I'm not mad at 92. I'm gonna go find Ulta. I know it's somewhere around here. My car's not happy right now. Okay, next stop is Ulta. Okay, unfortunately, my shopping spree got cut short because I've been having some car issues the past couple hours. We're gonna have to figure that out before we hit up the Coach outlet, which was my plan. So, anyways, I figured it out. I just got a new car.
Okay, so this no budget shopping went from $300 in just 2 different stores up to 4 or 5 figures depending on what vehicle she got. That seems a little overboard for a day of shopping. And with how quick the decision was, I don't know how much research was done with whatever new vehicle she decided to purchase. So hopefully it's something pretty solid, but yeah, that was a pretty crazy one to me.
This opinion is piping hot, and I feel called to talk about it today. And if money makes you uncomfortable, just scroll right past. But I think that we are in a society where we don't even know what it is like to live within our means. Like, we don't even know what our means are. We don't know what our thresholds are because we've never done the work to try to figure that out. I think that whether you are making $50,000 or $250,000, I think that you are likely still living outside of your means because we don't know what it's like. We all believe that we can afford a $50,000 car. We can afford a $10 coffee every single day. I think our grandparents would be rolling over in our graves knowing how much we spend on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's why people my age, I'm 32, swimming in debt. They have no idea what it's like to live within their means. They're swimming.
And I know the argument immediately goes over to the lifestyle of baby boomers. They were able to live off a single income household, buy the house, buy the car with the dog, and have a family. And as hard as it is to hear in 2026, times have changed quite a lot. Most people cannot do that anymore, and that's just how the world works. But we have some that just won't accept that, and they'll max out every credit card they get a hold of. And then they're surprised that they're drowning in debt for the rest of their life. We got a comment from you guys right here. This is why I believe it should be mandatory for parents and schools to provide lessons in financial financial literacy, the amount of unnecessary debt worldwide is insane. Like I always say, hopefully my videos help with that. Some sort of a scared straight lesson with these horror stories, instead of me just pulling out a whiteboard and giving you a lecture.
I make over $100,000 a year, and my monthly expenses are $4,000. Where's my money actually going? Like, where is it literally going? I should not be struggling. I just sat down and looked at all my bills.
This depends on what state you live in the US, but where I am in North Carolina, she said she made over $100,000 a year, so I just put in 110, and after taxes are all said and done with, the take-home pay is a little bit over $81,000. That's about $6,700 a month, and her monthly expenses are around $4,000. So $2,700 every month is evaporating, and she doesn't know where it's going. That's why I always say it's very important for you to be on top of your finances. It's pretty easy to see every single one of your transactions on credit cards today. We all have smartphones and the banking apps only take a few seconds to sign in, so I think this is just a prime example of lifestyle creep. We got another comment here, how could you make a six-figure salary and not have any savings? And we could just move on over to the next clip.
One of the biggest discoveries that I've had working as an engineer is that just because you have a high income does not mean that you are financially secure.
Yep, I'm a terrified single mom pulling in six figures, and I know my house of cards can fall from all kinds of directions. Kinda sounds like you're living above your means then. When people make more, they spend more. Instead of a car that you already have, that new money tells us we need a better one. Instead of where you are already living, you need a better place to live. There you go.
A recent study came out that 47% of Americans who make $150,000 a year to $200,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, some of you are thinking, how in the crap does that happen? If I was making $200,000, I would be fine. And it just proves the point, you guys, that so much of personal finance, it's your behavior, it's your habits. I mean, lifestyle creep, it's a real thing. When you're used to living at 100 grand and then you make 120, you get used to that, and then you get used to 140, and it keeps going up. Regardless of how much money you make, your habits really do form around your income. And so that's why you have to be so careful. So don't always have hope that just because my income goes up, I'm going to be okay. Because the truth is, if you have bad habits and you make more money, you're just going to make bigger and bigger mistakes.
And we've seen that quite a bit when we've taken a look at some of the Dave Ramsey call-ins. We're seeing some people's incomes at $250,000, $300,000 a year, and they're still living paycheck to paycheck because they're buying everything in sight. And we got a pretty extreme example right here. Lottery winner burned through $50 million of prize money by spending $131,000 a week. Scottish lottery winner reportedly burned through more than 50 million of his Euro Millions jackpot at a pace of roughly $131,000 a week over 8 years. So it does add on to the fact that your behavior is incredibly important when it comes to finances.
Somebody asked me why am I $500,000 in debt? It's because I went to college. So that's when my debt journey started, just like a lot of us. Why would you give me that much money? I took out $40,000 worth of student loans, and I think I pay $169 towards it every month. A drop in the bucket. When I was in college, I also started getting credit cards. So that's where my credit card journey started. I probably have about $27,000 worth of credit card debt right now. And I was going hard paying it off at one point. I really was. I was trying my best. I was budgeting. I was putting, $1,000 towards it every month. Once you get into credit card debt, it's literally so hard to get out because of the interest rates. I took out a personal loan to consolidate 2 of my credit cards. So at this point, I think I have maybe like $6,500 left on that. So that kind of worked, but the system is really set up for you never to get out. And at this point, it's hard for me to care about credit card debt when AI is taking over and we about to go to war. I also have 2 mortgages. One of my houses I am trying to sell so that I can make a profit and pay off some of my debt, but I have put thousands of dollars towards that right now. I don't have any offers. It's been on the market for like 3 weeks.
And you're trying to sell it in one of the worst markets in recent times. But you were around $67,000 in the hole and decided to get not 1, but 2 different mortgages? I guess one of them was some sort of flip to make money, but clearly that's not working out right now. So that's how you get into $500,000 in debt. All right.
Here's how I spent my $200,000 paycheck from last month. First things first, I bought $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. I spent $14,000 on my rent for my condo, pay my parents' mortgage, and that was $3,000. I have 3 cars, so I paid 3 car notes. My McLaren is $4,500 a month. My Escalade V is $3,000 a month, and my G-Wagon is another $3,000 a month. Obviously, I got to insure the cars. My insurance is $1,800 a month. My credit card bill this month was $8,400. I didn't really buy too much. And then I took one of my friends to take courtside. That was $4,500 for 2 tickets. And then I took another group of my friends to go to dinner at one of my favorite restaurants. Paid for everybody, and that was $2,800. And last but not least, I saved $50,000 for taxes, and now I'm broke.
I know everybody's going to be incredibly surprised when we go over to the profile, entrepreneur, investor in Houston, a pro sports bettor, with a link to the GOAT Sports Bets membership that costs $25 a month. This is just another version of a course seller, and when it comes to these gambling people, it legitimately is a gamble. We've seen on older videos that people have tracked these guys, and a lot of them end up losing a lot of their picks. But it doesn't matter because you're paying them every single month, so they'll still be able to make money at the end of the day, but you'll be broke.
So we bought a house that we could not afford. And I don't mean like tight budget afford. I mean, we had no idea what it actually cost every month. $700,000 in Los Angeles County. We were 27. We saved a down payment. We signed everything. We thought that was the hard part. It was not the hard part. I'm Matty. I'm a teacher and my husband is literally an accountant, and we're still figuring out how to pay off this house. This is that story and I'm telling everything.
Okay, so you have a husband that's an accountant. His whole job is numbers. And you guys didn't run those numbers before you bought a $700,000 house in one of the most expensive places you could live in the country. We could just move on over to a comment from you guys. I'm just surprised at the amount of people that film themselves saying the most embarrassing things ever and broadcasting it to the world. I know this kind of stuff is pretty crazy, but I am grateful because now all of us could watch and see exactly what not to do.
How much was this vacation?
$12,000. I mean, I do have a spending problem. Like, I know I'm out of control with spending.
Yep.
But impulse buy, I can go to Target and spend $600, then take it all home and regret all of it.
Then return it.
But I don't.
Okay.
So then I just am negative $600 for going to Target.
And how much is this loan that you took out that he doesn't know? $6,000. Why are we doing that without his knowledge?
Oh.
He thought you were pulling from an emergency fund. Not that that's even better, but what kind of lifestyle are you guys living?
Champagne taste on a beer budget, it seems like.
I don't know why we ended up divorcing down the road. It beats me. If you're not on the same page financially as your partner to begin with, you should honestly just call it quits because it's going to end in flames down the road. But with some of the clips that we've seen in this video, it's not surprising that we get even more stats of record high credit card debt.
So today on Good Morning America, we had a first look at some new data that shows record high credit card debt and more Americans falling behind on their credit card payments. So this is an analysis from 2 groups, the Century Foundation and Protect Borrowers. And what it shows is that 111 million Americans, so that's about 40% of all US adults, are carrying a balance every month on their credit card. So they are not paying off those bills in full. Of that, more than 27 million Americans can only afford to make minimum payments every month. And what is also sobering is that a growing share of families are maxing out their credit cards, opening new accounts, or then turning to other potentially high cost options like payday loans or buy now, pay later.
Now I know not 100% of people that are in credit card debt currently are just going absolutely crazy, doom spending, buying whatever they want. Clearly with this high cost of living climate, a lot of people are struggling, and it's better to be in credit card debt to buy groceries than dead, but there are still a ton of examples of people just living wildly above their means. And yet all restaurants are full and there's a line at Starbucks. And I think social media has definitely taken a toll when it comes to this problem. There are so many clips like we're about to see right here that are supposed to be somewhat motivational, but I think is just terrible financial advice.
Spend money recklessly because it's easier to make more money than to pinch pennies. If you only have $20,000, blow it on your dream car, blow it on your dream vacation. If you just blow money like crazy, like it doesn't matter, then you have a taste. Then you have a taste of what it's like to spend money. You're gonna feel incredible. You get a taste, and then you lose it. Once you taste how good it can be to have unlimited freedom, all the things you've dreamt of, you're gonna work 10 times harder to get those things.
Okay, so a couple of things here. We've heard what he just said a ton of times. Buy something you can't afford, so it forces you to work harder. All of that side hustle, grind set type of content we've seen on social media, maybe that could help motivate some, but most people will just go into heavy debt because of it. Another thing specifically with this guy, his entire brand is spending wild amounts of money. He's a gambler, he's buying all of these sports cars, and in turn making a lot of money because he's getting attention online. Not everybody on the planet could do the same thing. And also the comment, it's easier to make more money in the future than pinch pennies. If it was truly that easy to just make more money, nobody would be living paycheck to paycheck in this world. But we go over to the comment section and it's not looking good. He might be onto something. Bro's onto something, low key. Thank you, Togi. I just went out and got cash advances at the casino and maxed out my credit cards. I know it's funny to read, but people legitimately do that kind of stuff.
Controversial take, but don't worry about saving more money. Just worry about making more money.
We don't have a spending problem, we have a revenue problem. Nothing's expensive, the salary just needs to be high. Again, as if it was really that easy to just decide to make more money. Everybody watching this video, including myself, should just become professional athletes. They make millions of dollars a year, we'd all just be rich. Why didn't we think of that before? Now this next clip is two different videos spliced together, showing this couple going into heavy debt for a couple vehicles.
Good morning, we're headed to the Ford dealership. They open at 8 and it's 7:30 right now. I am having a little bit of buyer's remorse with the Nissan. I love it. I just spent a lot of money yesterday tinting it because in the back of my head I knew that I probably wasn't going to keep it long, but I was just trying to make myself like it more, I guess. Go and look at the Ford Expedition Maxes. Disney day, and we're going to pick up my new car that is being tinted right now so that we can hurry up and pack it up, and then we're going to be leaving around lunch. Thanks, babe. There she is. 2 or 3 more duffel bags to stuff in here. The Armada would have never. I think that we are Disney ready.
So right now, looking at prices, the 2026 Nissan Armada Platinum is anywhere from around $75,000 to $80,000 for that SUV. And she put some money into it on top of it, got a tint, even though she didn't like it. So they decided to trade it in for a Ford Expedition Max that starts at $65,000 to $68,000, with higher trims going anywhere from $85,000 to $90,000. How much money did they lose in such a short period of time, along with going to Disney? Just tack on a couple extra $1,000 there. Love to see how much debt they have. How did you trade in the Armada if you just bought it? Weren't you upside down? That gets rolled into the next loan, even though the Expedition will be underwater as well. Oh, I know you guys are in debt. Poor dude, I know you're in tons of debt because of you. This person, ladies and gentlemen, is the target demographic for the auto industry. Oh man.
Guys, I'm happy to share that I spent every single dollar I made this year. $0 in savings, credit cards maxed out. I'm nothing if not a perfectionist. So go me.
Better spent on yourself than a kid. And the creator responds, I got one of those, unfortunately. Real nice. And get ready for all of this because I got a ton of clips like this up on screen. When my parents who fund my entire life tell me I have to pay for something and it's her complaining, freaking out, the humanity. POV, I've already spent $20,000 this month because being broke isn't a saving problem, it's an income problem. Just another one of these clips. Finding out my friend who could barely afford rent just spent $60 on the Overwatch Hello Kitty collaboration. Me admiring all of my paychecks and it's just a bunch of Labubus and all the copycats. I mean, they all end up looking the same. Just a bunch of landfill core. Me seeing my transaction history and realizing everything adds up and no one stole from me. I just spent way more than I should have. Then another one of these trends, bro, we gotta start saving money. Yeah, bro. And then the whole rest of the clip just shows them going to Japan. Am I in $8,000 of credit card debt? Yes. Am I still going to get my nails done every 5 weeks? Also yes. Here's another one of somebody painting on their car window, broke college girls trip with a Venmo link to hopefully get people to just donate to her on the road. If you can't afford the trip in the first place, you shouldn't be going at all. When you're just girls trying to justify spending over $700 at Aritzia on 5 items. Pro tip, go to Aritzia and try it on, then buy everything on the website using Klarna. Klarna also has a credit card and adds to your mobile wallet for store use. This is the perfect Target for Klarna. It's not nearly as expensive. I'll just pay in 7 installments, so it's only $100 instead of $700, even though it'll cost the same amount if not more as soon as you miss one of those payments and the interest starts accruing. Goodbye to this bag, a Louis Vuitton purse. BTS just announced a tour. It was a nice 48 hours, and now they're going to sell it to go to an overpriced concert. Every other week I think my credit card statement will be $400, maybe $500, and it's consistently $1,700, $2,500 to $3,000 consistently, and I never know how. I went to open mine the other day thinking it would probably be around $2,000. Yeah, no, $6,500. Just paid my credit card bill with somebody crying in front of the camera. My credit card bill for December alone was $4,953. Just think, you could spend on it again. Almost 25,000 likes on that comment. Sometimes you just have to ignore your dad's text and move on with your day. You spent about $250 today, including $109 on ClassPass. That's not sustainable. You're not working right now, but that doesn't mean you could spend the same by just using my credit card. At least this one, the comment section was sane. Yeah, he's not wrong, Brokey. Your dad's 1,000% correct. But we'll just get right back to it. What part of I need to save money do I not understand while being on a boat? When you bought a new car for $38,000 while she's about to clock in at Target. $38,000 car with a $30,000 salary. I truly don't understand the concept of saving all your money or a 401k. Like, why would I have to save my money when I could spend it now? I'll make more money later in life and I'll spend that too, again. As if it's really that easy. And then to finish it off, we have a whole bunch of people peddling a fake Rolex on TikTok. POV, life with a TikTok Rolly, with of course a link to the fake watch. And we got a comment from you guys that goes very well with all of this. Social media has been the worst thing to happen in the world.
Carnival Cruise is not letting you board. Carnival won't let you board because you said that your afterpay payments were fraudulent. You think Carnival about to play with you? They want their money. Customer mad because she can't board her ship, her friends on the boat, and they saying you need to reach out to your financial institution. She calls her financial institution saying, why can't I board my ship? Ship is saying that it's because of my financial institution. What is going on? Customer used Afterpay to pay for her cruise ship, which is cool, baby. Divide it on up, save your money, do what you need to do. But 3 weeks before it was time for her to get on her cruise ship, the customer called and said that all the Afterpay payments that were processed were all fraudulent. You trying to board a ship for some transactions that you reported as fraudulent, thinking that you could still get on this boat and they weren't going to have their money requested? I can guarantee that she thought that she was going to get right on that boat. All her documents were printed, her luggage tag was available, and that there was not going to be any issues. Afterpay ain't gonna play with you either.
And just heading right over to the comments, wait, you could put a cruise on Afterpay? Oh man. We could really sit here for hours and look at example after example, but that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.